It's a billion-dollar question. Are ghosts real? Is haunted houses and all these paranormal investigations real? Can the existence of ghosts and hauntings be scientifically proven? Can it be captured on camera? Can the dead really speak to us? I even do a whole series about reading your real paranormal experiences on my channel, but it is still one of those things that even if I've experienced it, I still have a little bit of doubt in my head. So I decided to test it for myself. I went ghost hunting with real paranormal investigators. It was my first time and we had some crazy things that happened. Especially I'm gonna tell you guys what happened to my body the next day that I went ghost hunting. So to make this day even more spookier and crazy, I decided to pay a visit to a real life witch, an occultist. She does witchcraft rituals, invokes Egyptian goddesses, offers tarot readings, and her name is Pythian Priestess. So I went to her apartment and it was one of the coolest apartments I've been to, and I was like, well, what would a real life witch's apartment look like? And this is kind of what it looks like.
These are just dedicated spaces to the gods. And then this one here, this is Ma'at. And then next to her is my goddess Isis.
Okay.
So this is a working altar. I do have spells here. This is my divination area where I keep my cards to charge.
Wow.
And then Ganesh, who has been an energy that has given me guidance throughout my life.
She had all the crystals, all the protection candles and spells, altars for her goddesses, all kinds of artifacts. Apparently this is a fossilized lightning. She was explaining me the history behind it, and she said that these ancient people would whisper their wishes into this fossilized lightning and it's supposed to come true. Bring me my husband. And that was my wish. I never really actually got a tarot reading from a priestess, so I thought, why not? And also get some protection before we actually go into ghost hauntings. I'm sure you guys seen many tarot readings, but the cool thing about her is that she invokes goddess Isis. And she even told me that we're gonna be opening up the space for goddess Isis together. I was like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but let's do it. First step to invoking goddess and doing a tarot reading was to cleanse the space. Lighting some incense and doing some kind of a ritual to open the veil to allow the goddess's energy in. This was the first time I've ever done something like this, so I was super curious.
So I'm going to teach you some moves real quick. So the first thing you're going to learn is how to do what we call the pose of Isis. We start here in our cauldron. This is the womb of the mother. And we're going to extend our arms out like this.
This step included doing several motions, using words, and of course your intentions, aka your mind and spiritual desire to invoke.
I am the handmaiden of the goddess. Open, O earth. Open, O east. The gates of thy temple shall be flung wide open for thee, goddess. Isis.
We went around in all directions, north, east, south, west, and this is important apparently.
We have successfully opened our shrine. Yeah. Do you feel the energy moving?
Maybe I'm so new. What are supposed to feel?
So it should feel like it's lighter in this space. All of those words that I said that I vibrated, those are the sacred names of Isis. And when you say names like that, the vibrations should literally heighten or lighten in this space.
Got it. And this part really did make sense if you really think about it. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is energy. Anytime you use your words, emotions, and your intentions, it creates a vibration, aka, I mean, I think that is like the simplest form of manifestation or taking action to bring something into 3D real life. Now, I do have to say, witnessing these kind of real life rituals, you know, card readings and magical world, you're not gonna see Harry Potter magic. That is Hollywood, and that's not how real life witchcraft, spirituality really works. I believe that magic is kind of like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. You can't really actually see it. It's really all in your consciousness. Then the tarot card reading started. You could do a general reading, love reading, career reading, whatever specific questions you might have, she is able to read on that. And again, it is technically goddess Isis that is helping to bring that answers to us.
In my opinion, what makes a priestess different than a psychic is that I have a direct connection to the goddess. So when I invoke her, I bring her energy through me and into the cards.
Okay.
So while yes, you are talking to me, you are also communicating with her. We can start with a general if you'd like, or are there specific questions that you want to look at?
General reading is about reading your current energy and any advice that the spirits might have for you.
I have so many major arcanas. This card is the first one we're going to talk about because he popped out when I was shuffling. What he is showing you is that the period of waiting that you're in is necessary. This card is ruled by the element of water, and water is one of the prevailing energies in this personal spread. Now, the King of Cups is emotional work, emotional maturity. When he's upside down, it's distress. Like, there's things to be learned here that aren't all negative, and you're beating yourself up a lot, which isn't fair to you. My goddess gave you a little bit of a popper card. And she's just saying, hey, Grace, pay attention that you're causing yourself excess pain.
I am.
Yeah. Swords only go up or down. They don't go sideways. It's because you put them on the wall, meaning that you are keeping your own thoughts as kind of a prison.
And I just personally love how Pythian Priestess, she's like a teacher energy. She will explain to you A to Z, anything that you need to know, any questions that you have, so you're not confused and lost when you're doing these readings. And then we went to the love reading, which was super interesting.
We see marriage in the future, which is good. What I do see is that you are not attracting the right kind of person.
Interesting.
So this is the person that we want to attract. That is the Emperor.
I'm a little bit like iffy on love readings because I've been to a psychic before you guys, and there were a lot of things that seemed accurate, but a lot of future predictions did not come true with psychics. And then when I was with Pythian Priestess, she gave me a reading and it was very different from what I've heard from other psychics. So I don't know.
So the reason why predetermination isn't 100% correct is because you have free will. Here you are as the High Priestess, balancing that masculine and that feminine energy. And the goddess is just telling you here, like, this is up to you. You've got a choice here. You can either continue to suffer or you can make yourself whole and work through this. I would say you don't know your future husband yet. You have not met him. I would also say that the people in your life currently are not marriage material according to the goddess. That's a serious no-no.
So I even asked about specific past relationships that I've been in, and she explained the problem that we were facing.
Not only were you projecting too much, but you weren't receiving that emotional support that you needed to go on this journey and go through this change.
Somebody introduced me to him, and then so it's like somebody who knows him.
He's not the king. He's not the emperor. He's a page of a page of wands. I think he does have some money. I think he probably has a lot of good equity too, but I don't think it's the amount he's telling you.
And the most interesting part about my love reading was the future.
So let's take a look and see what your love life will look like in the future. When will this person come in? What will that look like for you?
She went really down to the nitty-gritty details, which is very interesting.
You probably will not meet each other in a work kind of function at all. That seems very unlikely. The other thing that I see here is this guy has probably been divorced.
So I might be looking for divorced men.
And this is just a warning in general that a lot of people you will meet through your job may not be as financially stable as they say they are.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah, I think you will find yourself in a relationship in the beginning of winter next year, so like February.
And the most interesting part, what she said.
He's not sure of like what settling down looks like because he's running from something. So
Running from something.
Yeah, from his ex.
Excuse me. Okay.
So to recap, standoffish. He's gonna be really tall, but you're looking at like 7 to 10. Older
like
than
that.
Yeah, 7 to 10 older than you.
So I guess I'll update you guys if this ends up coming true or no. It was amazing. I personally really love the reading with Pythian Priestess. She does in-person tarot readings in California around Burbank area. Or of course she does online as well. She also has a TikTok full of witchcraft and spiritual videos. She is totally a professional. She does this for life and I highly recommend her. Then it was time to now go for the ghost hunting, but first we had to protect ourselves. She was telling me some crazy stories of the past when she went ghost hunting and they followed her. So
Copper and iron. So the protection of Mars and Venus. It doesn't let spirits attach to me because spirits like to attach.
Then we got into a car and she had this doll named Krampus.
So this is Krampus with the I painted his eyes, but he comes out as like bad Santa. Now his tongue is related to a demon king named Asmodeus, and he was the demon of lust. So Krampus, if you look up vintage postcards from the Victorian era, he's always seducing women. in. But I just like to keep him here as my little driving buddy.
Typical men. And even some snake bones for protection. I thought that was the coolest thing. So as we were going to the haunted location, we stopped at Starbucks because we wanted to get some drink. Krampus was in a cubby hold in her car. We went to go get our drinks, we came back, and Krampus was in my seat, the passenger seat, and it was almost like somebody flung him. That was odd because definitely Krampus was in the cubby hole. How did he get there? Why did he move? I have no idea. Then we finally arrived in Mentryville Ghost Town. This is located in California, and it was said to be home to about 100 families until 1930s. It was built around an oil well established in 1876 by Charles Alexander Mantry. And as the production slowed down in the area, most residents left, leaving only a very few families. And later on, people that visited this location swear that it's a haunted location. Now, Mentryville has also been investigated by the Ghost Adventures on Discovery and other professional paranormal investigator teams that swear that there were unexplainable things that happened here, claiming to have captured voices, handprints that appeared out of nowhere, and even things that happened to us and myself that I'll get into. Now, in this location, there is a main house that belonged to Mr. Charles' family, and there were 13 rooms in here.
Built around 1896, somewhere in that ballpark. And it was the first occupants of the house were the Mentry family. So the namesake of Mentryville. Charles Alexander Mentry was really an interesting kind of guy.
We were lucky to have an amazing historian that explained the history behind this area to us. I was also here with Steffany Wing. She is a psychic medium and paranormal investigator.
When you do paranormal investigations, it's always important to have a historian.
Absolutely, I agree.
Think people run with wild ideas.
I always tell people you have to have the history to have a haunting, and it has to coincide.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did. That's where he called me a wench, was this room.
Yep. Yeah, people get really uncomfortable up on that second floor room.
He also talked about some tragedies that happened here of people who passed away.
Mr. Pilcher was up on the ladder, like I said, working on repairing the flagpole, and he felt he had his tools all set out, and he was the ladder gave out, and unfortunately was impaled.
Sad. Oof.
Now, we went into the one-room school first, and it was said to be haunted by some kids and teachers. Wow, it smells ancient.
Oh, you're telling me. So this is 13 kids were taught in this room.
Wow.
This desk I had donated. That one has been there for a while. They're not, the furniture you see is not original to the schoolhouse. It's antiques that would have been here. The schoolhouse was in operation from 1885 to 1932. There's reports of weird lights, phantom, and remember, we are 2 miles away from any housing tract, any civilization. We had somebody in total cowboy boots go up the 2 steps.
But you didn't see anybody?
No, we were in here, but you could hear the clinking of the spurs. And I darted out. I said, who is there? Not a soul.
Wow.
We had one time, we were standing on the road, my friend and I, and about 50 yards up the road, you could see somebody. It was a light. You didn't see anything else, but it looked like a kerosene lantern swinging back and forth.
Oh, interesting.
So we've had those kind of experiences. It's very active here.
Yeah.
When they want to be active.
Yeah.
Steffany brought some spirit communication equipment. She put it around the school, the teddy bear, and some other ones that capture any electrical activities.
So if any spirit gets near, it'll start lighting up and making those sounds.
Got it. Now, if ghosts or spirits are trying to talk to us, a lot of the times they can talk to us through electricity, so these equipments will light up. And this school has 0 electric wirings, no electricity at all. It also barely had any services, so most of the time our phones were at SOS.
I'll tell you, this building, if anything like electromagnetic happens, there's no explanation because this building has no electricity.
That's a nice part too, with not having reception out here and stuff like that.
Yeah, in this building there is absolutely no electricity. You will not see an outlet here.
Generates words, so it's similar to it's picking up the energy around us and generating them into words. So I mean, that's not surprising, but what's surprising is how it correlates to the theme of what we're talking about. That's the interesting part. It's if you can get this to respond to certain things and be more on point.
Bed?
What did it say?
Relics, bed, curse.
Well, there's a lot of relics here.
Yeah, makes sense. Relics, yeah.
But the most prominent equipment that you could use is the spirit box. So this spirit box is basically a radio that scans multiple stations rapidly, and ghosts are supposed to kind of stop it really quickly at a station that they want to communicate a certain word with. Or if you try to ask questions, which this is what we did, they try to stop it at a specific word that the radio is playing, and we're trying to pick up the messages that they're trying to give us.
You heard Gracie?
Gracie?
It's her name.
My name's Grace, yeah. I said my name's Grace, or GRAZY.
Okay, Gracie. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was on the
sounded
radio.
Oh,
like-
I've got my name said to me 100 times.
Usually, it's usually the person that's the least familiar with paranormal stuff. I've noticed, at least like when I've done these things, they'll call out to somebody that, you know, wanting to experience something. I've noticed.
So they know it. They feel my energy. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, you're here for
Remember,
me.
you're an electromagnetic being, so they're feeling the
They feel
electricity
the-
you're putting out.
What happened? What happened?
I was caught. Sorry.
She fell backwards on the stove.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
He's probably like, what's going on? How old are you?
It said being killed.
All right, can we talk to some children? Are there any kids that would want to talk to us? I'm not a teacher.
The thing behind you just lit up as yellow.
Now I really want to try it, so I was like, let's go. Let me put on the spirit box. Now our team tried to ask some questions. I was saying whatever the words that the radio was stopping it. It also went really quickly, so it was hard to kind of pick up some words.
Hello, is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? I know Evan stepped out, but you know, we can talk to us. Maybe you.
If you're in school?
Oh, are we in school? No, we're graduated now. We're old now.
I don't understand why.
Oh, because we're aging.
Hey, bud.
Oh, you're saying how you're friends?
Oh, he's saying probably hi to you. We just walked
Oh,
in.
here it is, buddy. He said,
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, bud.
Miss me? Sorry I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, right?
Russian.
Russian.
Wow.
Iran. Let's keep
Let's keep what?
the liberals.
Were
Eat
you
your
a pumper?
What?
I will say.
Did you know Charles Mentry, whoever we're speaking to?
Our friend.
Oh, a friend.
Her word victory. Words are.
Victory. Well, thank you for telling us that you're a friend of Charles.
They're on YouTube.
Oh, are you talking about us?
Us? Yeah.
Did any of that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very, it was very on point.
Now, in places where apparently there is no ghost or anyone that's trying to communicate with us, the spirit box won't work as well, so it'll just kind of be a static white noise. So it seemed to be pretty active here. Then we finally entered the main house, where it's said to be one of the most haunted places in this area.
In this area that I was like, okay, I don't like the energy. Like I knew. But I think we're also like directly, almost kind of like directly above the other room.
This room, people say this is the most active room on the first floor.
There's 13 rooms in here, and the historian said that this particular room is a room that a lot of people just do not want to go in. They just feel this really heavy, bad energy.
So this is the room that people say we get a bad feeling.
Oh yeah, never mind. I did go in here and I didn't like it. I remember now. I asked Carl, but I'm pretty sure this was the room.
Yeah.
So we went to the other one. Yeah, that's Carl for that because if I'm
Now, I did go in and, you know, I felt fine, but I didn't stay there long enough. And again, maybe I'm not too sensitive to ghost energies. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting, because in this house, ooh, the word box was going off, you guys. Like, there were negative words, like literally every 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot more.
Consider.
Weapon.
We said women.
Weapon.
Weapon.
A weapon?
Baby. No babies here.
Oh, there's a lot of.
Smell.
Very active. All right.
Muddy. Dirty.
What is?
Throw. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Multiple.
Multiple.
Flame.
So someone else trying to talk now?
So dark here.
Yeah.
Like the word box just would not stop at this house. But at the school, remember, it was really quiet. Like there was no words that was spelling out.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Affair.
Well, you promised me.
Affair.
Pythian Priestess, she took out her tarot cards to read any of the energies of what could have gone on in this house. And she says that this could be an old energy of divorce fights that linger still in this house.
Like get divorced.
Yeah.
Like that energy and that trauma is going to resonate with this space because the material world absorbs energy.
Got it.
Which means, you guys, any intense energy, especially negative ones, if you fight with your family, a divorce, you know, an affair or anything that was intense, it could linger in your house, in your apartment for decades, for hundreds of years, which just taught me personally, this is why you really have to have positive words and thoughts all the time and not try to create drama in life, because these will linger for a long time. Your words, your thoughts, they're all vibration and energy that don't go away.
That's what I was feeling from that room in particular, was that there was some kind of infidelity happening. So the house here, the energy that we're getting is alcohol, a lack of moving forward. We see bad luck and then emotional dysregulation here.
13 years.
13 years he cheated on you?
Whoa there.
13.
13. Okay, wow. That's a long
There's 13 rooms in the house.
Oh, wow. I don't think there were any spirits attached to the house, is what I'm feeling more than anything. It's more of an energy that's stuck here, and it's an energy of a fuckboy, as we see here. Emotional damage and pain, which we also see replicated here. So the woman couldn't be honest and open with her husband about communicating, and so I guess her answer was, let me have another baby and get pregnant and make this better. It didn't. If anything, it just made it worse because she was never able to communicate. I wasn't happy.
You weren't happy? Can you tell us why you weren't happy?
It wouldn't stop.
What wouldn't stop? Was it the
last time
Was it the abuse?
you were on my mind. Hi.
Hi, thank you for saying hi. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for coming through. We want to hear your story.
I've forgotten things
You've forgotten your thing
about my daughter.
Oh, your daughter.
I wanted to cry.
Why did you want to cry?
The boys are gone. At the old house.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Grace.
Nice to meet you.
It's hard to hear swear words during the radio because, you know, it's a radio, so there's not as much swearing. So when you're scanning that and you hear swearing, they usually believe it's a confirmation because swearing is not, you don't hear a lot of swearing on it. It's not like a podcast. It's not, and even on like podcasts on YouTube, because of ads and stuff, people don't swear as much. So that's very interesting that you said, don't call me a bitch. It really felt like that confirmed the argument that was being played out.
Yeah, and like what I got, she said something about a baker.
Yeah, baby.
That was weird too. I was like,
Yeah.
a baker?
So I'm wondering.
I'm feeling nauseous.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was like if the person he was cheating on was a baker, or like she found out through the baker.
My battery just ran out. It was at 8% and it just turned off.
And this just stopped. It went from like being sporadic to just stop. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's sometimes very on point to what it is that we're talking about.
The historian and his friend did explain that there is more activity usually at night when there is no visitors. Usually there's like people hiking around the forest. The historian himself, he has a lot of stories and that he's witnessed since he's here all the time. Now, I personally didn't get to experience anyone like running across, you know, the upstairs when nobody's supposed to be there, or any knockings like that. So low-key, I was waiting and expecting those kind of really crazy experiences. Unfortunately, I did not have it at this time. We did pick up some cool stuff on the spirit boxes, but did I actually see something? Did I actually hear crazy things that aren't there? No, I didn't. Now, to put the cherry on top of this whole entire story, the next day when I was going to take a shower, I got undressed and I saw myself in the mirror, which I check myself in the mirror a lot. I do. I saw this big bruise on my left thigh. This was like right next to my bikini line, and it was one of the biggest bruises that I've had in years. I can't remember the last time I had a purple blue bruise. To be fair, I was like, where could I have gotten this from? I did play with my brother's cat, and his TV is like right next to the door, so I would run into the TV multiple times, but I usually ran into it with my right leg. I don't remember running anything to my left thigh area, and even if I did, like, I would remember if it hurt so bad that I got a black and purple bruise. I took this picture literally a couple days after, so when I first saw it, it was like really intense. That was interesting that I happened to notice that the next day. So did this somehow correlate to the ghost hauntings, or did I just happen to bump into it and I just didn't even notice? Maybe. Now, as we ended the session, she did some cleansing. So she got some salt water, I believe, and sprayed it all around me. She also had some kind of incense. This is supposed to clear the energy and help you to cleanse. So that was my first ever paranormal investigation ever. Honestly, I had a blast. I went in curious, open to see and really accept. The historian taught us so much about the history. If you guys ever go, definitely give us a shout out and give him a shout out. Thank you so much to Steffany. You guys, she has some of the most awesome content around paranormal investigations. If you're really into this stuff, she has a TikTok and Instagram as well. And thank you so much to Pythian Priestess. She is a teacher when it comes to the spirit and occult world. She also has a podcast revolving around all of this. I listen to it. And remember, she is available if you do want to get a reading for her. Remember, at the end of the day, you guys, everything is about your mindset. If you go in being really scared, you're going to be scared. But if you go in with curiosity, confidence, and boldness like I did, I was fine and I was so intrigued and I can't wait for more. Check out the other series when it comes to ghosts and paranormals on GRAZY TV. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up and see you guys in my next video.